So there's a couple different reasons why Aaron Judge should not trust the Yankees going into the 2022-2023 free agency class. And honestly, I got these reasons from Yankees fans. I am not trying to stir the pot, but I'm just making you guys aware that whether it's the Yankees or any other front office in Major League Baseball, they have one objective in mind: making money, and they don't care if it hurts your feelings in the process. So again, we know that Aaron Judge is a free agent, and we know that because last year, Brian Cashman, he kind of threw Aaron Judge under the table by saying, hey, we made him a great offer, but the real market value will be shown at the end of the year. Basically saying Aaron Judge was overestimating how much he's worth. Look how that turned out. But the crazy part is that was not the first example of the Yankees kind of doing a player dirty. Derek Jeter, he spoke on this.
I told my agent, if any other team calls, tell them I'm not interested. Just treat me fairly. Treat me fairly. Don't make it public.
Right.
Only thing I ask.
And they made it public.
And then they made it public, yeah.
Was that the kids or was that the boss?
No, that was front office.
And a lot of Yankees fans on Twitter were kind of pointing to that over the last few days, basically saying, hey, Yankees, don't do that again. Not with Aaron Judge, the next captain. But again, like I mentioned in the intro, the only thing that Brian Cashman is really concerned with is making the owner, Hal Steinbrenner, as much money as physically possible, because over the last few years, in my opinion, I feel like the Yankees as a front office have prioritized making money as opposed to putting the best talent on the field. They missed out on Manny Machado. They chose Jacoby Ellsbury, Clint Frazier, Miguel Andujar, and a couple other guys over Bryce Harper. So at this point, it kind of feels like Brian Cashman is pulling the strings. He is the puppet master. And last year, he tried to vilify, I mean, this is my opinion, he tried to throw Aaron Judge under the bus with these comments.
He had a extended conversation over the last 3 weeks or so, unsuccessful in concluding a multi-year pact. Be obviously entering, those efforts in a new arena, which would be at the end of the season, when free agency starts, and maybe that'll determine what the, obviously his real market value would be, because we certainly couldn't agree at this stage on a contract extension. Just for transparency purposes, our final effort was trying to buy out 7 years of free agency at $30.5 million a year. Total would be 8-year deal. 7 free agent years at $30.5.
My favorite part was that it almost seemed like Brian Cashman was talking down to Aaron Judge, which is hard to do considering Aaron Judge is 6'7". But he said after the season they would come back to the table and negotiate based off real market value. Yeah, hindsight's 2020. Aaron Judge was most likely lowballing with his offer. Now the Yankees, they're gonna have to pay him 40 to 45, maybe even $50 million. I mean, even Aaron Judge exceeded Aaron Judge's expectations. I mean, roll this clip. He thought he was only gonna hit 50 home runs, let alone 62.
Chris, I'm hitting 50 again this year.
Aaron Judge is kind of like that kid in math class that goes into it hoping that he gets a B, but we all know he's going to get a 97% and then say out loud, I could have done better. Like, baseball is effortless to him. In the regular season, at least. But if you do not have a social media, maybe you just didn't see the fallout from Brian Cashman's comments. A lot of everyday blue-collar 9-to-5 folks were basically saying Aaron Judge is selfish and he's not a team player. And then I don't remember exactly what happened, but Jose Ramirez, he signed a very, very team-friendly contract, and he said he values loyalty. He wants to stay with Cleveland. And a lot of people are saying, see, that's a team player. Brian Cashman said that Aaron Judge would not negotiate. He would not come down from his number. And a lot of people just hated Aaron Judge for it. You had people saying, how dare Aaron Judge decline that much money? He's going to be making more money in 1 year than me and my family will be making in a lifetime combined. You had people saying that Aaron Judge is an idiot because of his injury-prone concerns, when realistically, a lot of his injuries were because he got hit by baseballs. But of course, we all know what happened. Aaron Judge went out there and had one of the most dominating regular seasons in the history of Major League Baseball. 62 home runs. He is going to get $40 to $50 million a year. So in my opinion, Brian Cashman's arrogance got in the way of that. And like Derek Jeter kind of mentioned in the intro, the Yankees and the front office don't really care about the wishes of Yankee players. They are going to do everything in their power to have the upper hand. Brian Cashman, if you look at these comments, he's trying to play it cool right now that Aaron Judge, he is the ringmaster, he has all the power right now. But as soon as he feels like the pressure's on, maybe the tables are turning, aka the GM of the Giants, I think his name is Farhan Zaidi, he says that no one is out of their capacity. They are going to sign whoever they want. He's basically going full-blown Steve Cohen of the Mets. If Brian Cashman starts to feel the pressure, he might start leaking things to the media. He might do exactly what happened with Derek Jeter and just not respect Aaron Judge's privacy. it could very well happen. Honestly, I expect it to happen because the Giants, the Mets, the Dodgers, whoever is in on the Aaron Judge sweepstakes, they're going to throw some stupid money at him, and Brian Cashman will have no issue leaking that to try and get the upper hand back. Even if that means screwing over Aaron Judge in the process. I mean, he did it before the season by basically saying Aaron Judge turned down a really good contract offer. Now, again, perhaps Brian Cashman has learned from his mistakes because so far he is giving answers like no comment, Aaron Judge has the right to do blah, blah, blah. You guys can see the comments right now. Again, maybe I should give him the benefit of the doubt, but considering what Derek Jeter had to say, who is probably still the most famous baseball player in the world, and this is a couple years after retirement. Like if you go to any CVS or Walgreens, you're making a TikTok little interview and you say, name 5 baseball players, I guarantee you either A-Rod or Jeter is going to be in that conversation. Still, to this day, even though they've been retired. So if they can throw Derek Jeter under the bus, yeah, they can throw Aaron Judge under the bus if they want. Don't go anywhere. We have a few other updates, a few trades to talk about. Jacob deGrom, he told a team in specific that he is interested in them, and it wasn't the Mets. But first, we have to talk about this breaking news. Carlos Correa is going back to the Twins for 9 years. Wait, I know it's a verified account, but it says it's bend over. Elon Musk is going to absolutely destroy MLB free agency. The fact that everyone can pay for a check mark and everyone's just going to spread misinformation is going to be a long offseason. But these next few reports, I promise you, they are real. The Rangers traded lefty Colby Allard for Jake Odorizzi, who's owed $12 million, but they were also sent some cash along with Jake Odorizzi to kind of cover that contract. He might have been the worst starting pitcher in baseball last year, not named Dallas Keuchel. Staying with the Rangers, they traded Nick Solak to the Reds. I used to be really big on Nick Solak. I was collecting a lot of his cards, and even though he's fallen off a cliff the last few years, he almost has a 320 on base percentage. So if he can find a way to make contact a little bit more often, Nick Solak can be a sneaky pickup for a lot of people in fantasy going into 2023 if you can find a place to play. A big story, speaking of the Rangers, staying with them, Jacob deGrom has let Texas know he is interested in the Rangers. Maybe they go out and spend a stupid amount of money on Jacob deGrom and Dallas native Clayton Kershaw. I mean, they would both save millions in taxes. Considering one is playing in New York, one is playing in California, you get absolutely hosed by taxes. Now, one more report came out that the Rangers are also interested in Kodai Senga and Carlos Rodon as fallback options if they don't get Jacob deGrom. Do you guys want me to make a full video on Kodai Senga? Because a lot of people don't know about him, but he's going to get paid a bag. He's really good. The Mariners are engaging in talks with Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo, in my opinion, is one of the more under-talked about and underrated players in all of baseball. He's a fantastic defender. He gets on base like 37 to 39% of the time. He's speedy, and he's just an all-around humble guy considering he still drives, I don't know what this car is, but it's not flashy. He wants to stay humble. And last but not least, the Angels and the Red Sox are looking to add a breakout all-star in Tyler Anderson. But at the time of this recording, the Dodgers, they're able to give him a qualifying offer. I believe that's $18-ish million. So Tyler Anderson, who was really good in the regular season and the playoffs, do you think that he can get more? In my opinion, no. He should take the qualifying offer from the Dodgers and stay with them because they kind of saved his career. Well, everyone that does it, let me know what you think of Aaron Judge versus the Yankees. I'll put that in quotations because, I mean, honestly, maybe you can consider it me stirring the pot, but you can't really trust any front office, especially a front office that once upon a time kind of went behind Derek Jeter's back. Derek Jeter, that dude was an angel.